Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and on our election day, let's not talk politics. Everybody else is in the mood to either punch Nazis or you just go crazy. Let's talk about the actual fandom that is DC Comics. Now, I do want to talk about DC's newest Flash, and I want to talk a little bit about theories. And at this point, I'm almost guessing that it's beyond theories, and it is what we are looking at come March, April, and beyond. We are also seeing James Tynion stay on as the Batman writer come March, which is great news. He's done a really good job with Joker War and the likes. He's doing a great job with Department of Truth, which isn't DC, but even so, it's a good book. So let's talk about the newest Flash first. Now, this did come out yesterday, or maybe it was even the day before. I wanted to talk about it. I haven't had a chance. Let's talk about DC's newest Flash is a non-binary speedster, right? So we finally got some idea of what to expect from Future State. Now, this actually goes along with the theory we are going to talk about, because this is a character by the name of Jess Chambers, and it's a non-binary speedster. And the reason I keep kind of focusing on those words is because a lot of people are making a bigger deal out of it than what it actually is, without knowing basics of how the multiverse works in DC. So let's kind of talk about that first, right? In 1961, DC wrote a book called The Flash of Two Worlds that introduced the multiverse that long ago, right? It grew too difficult and kind of too convoluted to understand after 20 or so years. So in 1985, we had Crisis on Infinite Earths. George Perez, Marv Wolfman, absolute legends, but that got rid of the multiverse, right? That wiped the slate clean. For a while. Then in 1994, they did 0 Hour, Crisis in Time, which basically blinked, the universe out of existence, blink it right back, and they try to use that kind of to fix continuity issues. Again, for a while. This is a pattern with DC, and I want you to see that, and remember that for the second part of this video. 2005 came. Jeff Johns wrote Infinite Crisis, which brought back the multiverse, and what they wanted to do by bringing this back is bring in more readers, because they thought basically they needed new characters. They feared kind of that fans seeing the same old characters, the same Bruce Wayne, the same Superman, the same Lois Lane, all of these kind of things. They would get bored with the same old characters over and over and over. Well, then 5 years later, we had 2009's Grant Morrison. He wrote Final Crisis. And that made these superheroes aware of the multiverse. And that's kind of where things have stand. We had Rebirth and everything else. But if you want to add in Rebirth, 52, Doomsday Clock, Darkseid Wars, 3 Jokers, Metal, Death Metal, we're back to the point of having a mess when it comes to continuity. Well, let's talk about Earth 11 before we talk too much about that mess. Earth 11 was introduced a while back when we were talking about these different multiverse. Now, again, I'm going to say with that non-binary speedster thing, right? Because Earth 11, what nobody seems to understand is that it is literally a universe that is gender flipped. It is literally a universe that has a super woman and a super lad and a Batwoman. All of these things have been strictly gender swap. We actually have the same thing with Earth that has race swap. We have, Big Bard and Miss Miracle. All of these things were introduced long ago, and it's actually it was really good. Some of the books were done by Jimmy Palmiotti, the Superwoman and Batwoman one, and then we also had Jeff Loeb on it. So the books were really good. You had these Wonder Men, right? It was silly, and it was fun, and it was good. It wasn't anything to complain about. Well, enter 2020, where we have basically a fight for a fandom. A fight for a fandom from SJW types, because that's a very broad term, right? And then you have, long fans like myself that don't want to see intersectionality or identity politics put into books. I just want to read good books, right? So this being a non-binary character makes sense. This being a non-binary character, and we are going to talk about the team a little bit also, makes 100% sense. It's literally a gender flipped universe. Now we also, if you take a look at the team that is going to be included in the Very Merry Multiverse, 8 pages, mind you, on a gender flipped universe makes sense also. Aqua Girl. She's a girl. Yep. Gender flipped universe. All of these things. Kid Quick, which is Jesse Chambers, right? And then we do have, Donald Troy. Yeah, because Donna's a girl. It's a gender flip universe. I'm not going to keep saying the same things, but Earth 11, what we are looking at here is gender flipped. That's what it is. And, it's just one of the Earths on Multiverse. I actually really like the Clarion design. I think that's going to be good. I think Clarion, the witch boy, is kind of underutilized. Even he's a good character in a way, right? So I do like the gender flip version. Very cute. But even so, 8 pages on a gender flipped universe. It doesn't change a whole bunch. But what I want to talk about is the theories that have been going around. So when I read death metal New Gods, right? It started to feel very weird about halfway through. We get this, I can't even remember his name. I'll bring it up as I talk, but he's a collector type, right? He's going around because the universe is almost, over. He's going around and he is seeing what is, we see Perpetua and we see the Darkest Night fighting. So we have him come in and he actually, obviously spoilers, but he kind of records everything because it's the end of the multiverse. It's over. He needs to record it for the Omniverse, right? And that's what we end up having, is an even greater Omniverse. And that is where it started feeling very on the nose. Started feeling very weird. We're seeing, this character that is literally telling us we knew an Omniverse exists, but it's never really been explored, right? Usually like something with multiversity, Grant Morrison, right? Frank Whiteley. They explored certain Earths and they established that canon on that Earth, right? So now we have this character recording it because it's over. Because Earth in DC Comics as we know it is over. Obviously, it is not, but even, takes apart Psycho Pirate's head and it's all great fun. Until it felt like I was being told something. Until it felt like they were trying to tell me what was coming after Future State. If you have the chance to read it, it is worth it. But it feels very weird. It feels like you keep saying how great these characters are. You keep saying how wonderful they are. But yet, this is the end of it. You're putting it in this codex. And I don't understand what's going on. So here comes some theory talk, right? And we do see this character, saying he wants to save, again, spoilers, he wants to save the Omniverse, or the multiverse. What we know as our heroes. He believes that this universe, he believes in these characters. He wants them back. He believes they may become eternal. So this is where we're going to talk, oh boy, about, Earth 11 coming in, the Omniverse coming in, and just exactly what I think is going to happen. And I'm not alone in my theory. There is definitely other people thinking the same thing. So, a greater Omniverse, a continuity change, a massive change in DC Comics is imminent. And I am talking about after Future State. Future State, we will see a little bit different kind of things from the multiverse. We already know we've got War World and, where Metropolis is. We've got all these different things. We've got Supergirl on the moon. We have them all in one big 2-month anthology type story. Again, Earth 11, a new Speedster. I do believe that character is not going anywhere. Same with Yara Flor, Wonder Woman, right? And then we've also seen Nubia. We've seen the way Nubia looks. Girl, that hair, come on. That hair is too much. We've also seen these new Wonder Women. And I'm not impressed. I'll say that right away. I'm not impressed. We see these new Amazonian types and, girl, you are so fat. I'm sorry. It's weird. I got nothing against heavy women, but come on. You are a Amazon. See what I'm saying here? We are going to, at least in my theory, I think going forward, the continuity is going to be very much so weak. I don't think there will be much left of it. Starting in March, I'm talking about. And I think that a lot of what we will be getting will be kind of more what-ifs and individual stories. We will be getting maybe, Earth 1, Earth 2. We may have Black Label. We may have a separation. And I think this is kind of why they're looking at this and why they got rid of Dan Didio's original timeline. There's a divide in the fandom. There's a very, very clear divide in the fandom. There are those that simply want good stories about heroics. They want to see Superman save a bus full of kids. They want to see a happy couple in Superman and Lois. They want to see, Shazam with his family. They want to see simple, good stories and good twists and good writing, right? And then there's a side of the fandom that kind of calls for representation, forced diversity, and politics within their books. It is very possible with this Omniverse that we are quite possibly getting that it will have a political type Earth. It will have a very simple type Earth. It will have a normal Earth. It will have a gender switched Earth. It will have a race swapped Earth. And they will all be labeled something separate. I am kind of in the understanding that DC is currently putting together this new event to birth this reality. This will start in March or April. But this is going to be more of a unrestrained storytelling approach. So there was a big thing when it came to Harley, right? And we've seen a lot of these comics end, so it makes a lot of sense. It was, they couldn't use Ivy anymore. They had to cut that relationship off. A lot of people called, straight washing and everything else. This will give more creative freedom when you use a omniversal continuity to persuade people to buy your stories. You will be able to use more characters more freely. There's a lot of times when people kind of talk about stories, right? And they will go to their editors and they will talk about them and they will say, I have a story for A, B, and C. And this person will be, the editor will say, okay, you have this kind of a story. Now you are allowed to use this character, A, B, and C, right? So it's very hard when you have to keep continuity. I don't think we're going to have much of that left. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I do enjoy knowing my continuity. And even if I don't, I'm very, very anal about learning it before I talk about it. But this is going to be kind of one of those things that goes from, well, everything happened, everything matters in death metal, to everything happened, nothing matters, for good storytelling, for a major aspect of storytelling to be separated, divided by fandom, divided by calls for these books, divided by what do you look for in a book that will be there for you. Do you want to see, a trans elephant black gay friend? Okay, they have that sidekick. It's going to be separated. And I think that's actually probably right now, with the divide in fandom, about the smartest thing they can do. So I will let you know if I find out any more, but I don't think we will till probably after Endless Winter. I'm assuming we will kind of get hints at it at the end of Death Metal. We've been getting it all along with death metal, a little bit here and there, right? So let me know, of course, what you guys think about it, what you guys think of this kind of more creative freedom. But then, I guess the best way to put it is, less continuity. It's going to be different. So let me know if you think this is smarter, if you like the new Speedster, because I know you do. I know every single one of you out there was wanting a non-binary Speedster. I just know it. I do. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskart, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.